our work right now on the planet is to bring honoring and sanctity to the invisible just as much as the visible. The invisible results are things like feeling good, things like feeling connected, things like our health, our well-being, a feeling of joy, pleasure.
Embodiment can't be faked. Once you're in an open state where you actually can see through a clear lens, you're not clouded by fear, you're not clouded by the amygdala, you're not clouded by the society's news and all the fear-based stuff, and you're just with you. Then you get to decide where you think we actually are.
It is possible to navigate pain with grace.
Energy is information. We're here to experience the full spectrum.
That worthiness is hard for you. There's nothing wrong with you. It is a muscle that we kind of have to learn how to access. You are not disempowered, and you have power in every area of your life all the time.
I believe that chronic illness is an opportunity for us to heal.
Health, it's a choice. Listening to your body if you so choose.
My prayer for the world would be that they would know the infinite love of God.
Aloha and welcome to the Body and Soul Wisdom Podcast with your host, Jen Mons. Join me each week for soul-inspired, conscious conversations around awakening to your soul purpose through 5-element well-being. Thank you so much for joining in. As a coach and a mentor for women since 2009, I have seen some themes and patterns that continue to repeat in the women that I work with and that really are present in the collective, that I want to share with you the top 3 mindset blocks that keep people where they are. Because once you know this, because awareness is the first step, you create the space to unlock new potential and new opportunities. And it can be life-changing. I've recorded a couple of podcast episodes around disempowering language. I really do think that our language is super important because there's an energy and a vibration with our language. So I would invite you to check out that episode if this topic really speaks to you. And I also just want to say before I share these top 3 blocks, not only am I going to share them, but I'm going to give you the shift. I'm going to invite you into shifting into the new mindset. But I also just want to say that mindset and affirmations is just the beginning. I really believe it's important to embody the new belief. And what I mean by that is to really give yourself permission to completely experience what it is that you want to step into. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically. And this is why I love somatic coaching. This is why I teach somatic coaching. This is why I train retreat facilitators in somatic techniques, because when you can see it, when you can sense it, you can feel it, and you're out of your thoughts, you're out of your mind, but truly in the place of your sacral, your root chakra, or your gut feeling, it's a very relaxed feeling in your belly. You know that it's true. And for most people, our thoughts are keeping us where we are in our beliefs and our words. So what are these top 3 blocks that I've witnessed over a lifetime of supporting women? And can you identify with any of these? The first block is that you're making a decision from where you are. There's something that you want in this moment, and you're making a decision from where you are in this moment, or maybe even who you've been. But if you've done some level of inner work, you've probably moved through making a decision from the former version of yourself into at least making a decision in the present moment. But what happens when you somatically shift this present moment into who you want to become? This is why I love somatic coaching and embodiment and visualizing. So I'm going to invite you in this moment to consider, what decision have I made recently where I closed off an opportunity because I couldn't see something new. I couldn't see the possibility. What decision have I made from where I've been and who I am now? And what decision do I want to make from that future version of me? When we can make a decision from the future version of where we want to go and who we want to be, how we want to feel, we shift everything. We start to see the path unfolding. We start to see the support that has been available the whole time, but we've had blinders on because we've been choosing to stay where we are. This looks like financial support, teacher support, partner support, coach support, health support. I've seen it happen in so many ways. So in this moment, what happens? Ask yourself, what happens when I make a decision on the version of myself that I want to be, who I know I can be? Who is she? How does she feel? He or she? Who's there to support her? What is she doing? How does she be? And that decision creates momentum forward. Making a decision from where you are keeps you where you are. And indecision is a decision to stay where you are. So I really want to encourage you to play with this, to spend some time in the visualization and in the embodiment, in the experience of the future vision of you. Whether it's in the business that you own, your family, your marriage, your health. If you can truly see, sense, and feel, then you know it's already true. It's already true. I want to invite you to listen to the Dream Life visualization and meditation. That could be a great tool to help you embody and visualize that future version of yourself. If you don't have a meditation practice, or you need a little support guiding. So the second mindset block is that we focus on what we cannot control. Whether it's in the past or the future, rather than what we can control. Now, control's maybe not the right word, maybe it's choice. But a lot of people spend a lot of time worrying about things that have already happened, or worrying about things that might happen in the future. And this is a total waste of energy. And it's exhausting. And we all do it. It's human nature. What happens when you shift from spending all your energy, your thoughts, your decisions, your beliefs from the past or the future, or the things that you cannot control, into just this moment right here? If you take yourself through the process of asking yourself the question, what can I choose right now? And then what? And then what? How do I want to feel right now? What do I need right now? What can I choose right now? And then what? And stay focused on the present moment of what's just right in front of you right now. It's going to help to relieve a lot of anxiety, a lot of regret, judgment, perfectionism, procrastination, indecision. It's going to really uplift your energy because you're not going to expend your energy spinning in a place of the illusion that you can control the things that you can't. But we do have choice. We pretty much always have choice. I believe even until our last breath, we have choice. So the question is, what choice do I have in this moment? Because your choice is always within your control. So when you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or nervous or spinning out of control or really upset, out of control, spinning in cycles of indecision or betrayal, abandonment, like all those things that don't feel good, take a breath and pause. Go into your belly. Find a place that feels good in your body through your breath. I mean, the breath is such an amazing place. It's such a powerful tool to open up a new space, a new beginning, every breath. And just ask yourself, what choice do I have in this moment? What do I want to choose? And shifting even further up the empowering language, what do I choose? I choose this in this moment. So the first mindset block is that we want to shift from making decisions from where we are or who we've been to who we want to become. This is like a coach's golden spot. This is what we do. We take people forward. We acknowledge maybe some things as they come up from the past, but we take them from where they are to where they want to go. And we do this by asking powerful questions, by helping our clients to reveal the own wisdom within themselves. And the second one is to shift from what is out of my control in this moment to what choice do I have in this moment. Really shifting from, it's funny how we can make ourselves seem so important with what we think we can control. And it's like this endless loop. It's like a hamster wheel. It's such an illusion that we think we have to do this and do that, or even only focus on the things that actually don't even matter rather than the things that actually do. Because at the end of the day, if we align to what really matters, we would have a lot more energy and a lot more peace and a lot more opportunity. The third one is the belief, shifting the belief that life happens to you to life happens for you. So shifting from the victim to choice again. And this is huge because it shifts us into possibility. It takes us from, all of these mindset blocks, if we can just shift to these three, we become limitless. Our potential opens up, our creativity opens up, our financial abundance flows in, love flows in. But so often, so many of us are spinning circles in things that don't matter, in beliefs that are keeping us where we are because our choices keep us where we are. Our decisions create momentum. Your decision creates a momentum either to who you're becoming or to spin in circles where you are if you're choosing from where you are. And also just really giving yourself permission to shift from why is this happening to me to how is this happening for me? And I get that this is hard. I get that when you're in something really, really difficult, it feels really hard. And I'm not even going to go into the amount of difficult, challenging life experiences that we as humans navigate. But they're hard. And nobody gets through life without those. We have grief, we have loss, we have illness, we have disease, we have betrayal and abandonment and all kinds of really, really painful things. And some people feel like they have a heavier load than others. And I'm not saying that where you are, like, it's your fault where you are. No child deserves to be born into a crackhead mom with no food and starving. Nobody deserves that. But we do get to choose how we respond to everything in life. And I have seen and witnessed 100 more amazing things, or thousands, in my life because I live in that space. I live in that space of helping people to see what's possible. I've seen so many things over and over and over again that just seem like miracles that I can't not believe this. Life happens for us. We get to choose with everything. And sometimes the hardest things that we've come through, and I have seen women come through some really, really, really hard things. And there's something amazing on the other side of all of those things. Sometimes when we're in it, we just can't see it. We can ask ourselves, what is this here to teach me? But not in a way of like, oh, you need to learn your lesson. It's not that energy. It's like being open to learning and growing and expanding and really understanding that nobody's being punished. I really believe that we were not created to be punished. We were created from unconditional love. And every day it's a practice of just choosing every day what you want to believe about your life and yourself. And everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. And every choice that you make from where you are, of who you've been, is going to keep you where you are. And every choice that you make from trusting that that path forward is meant to be, trusting in something bigger than you, trusting in yourself, every choice you make from that version of you gets you to where you want to go. It leads to a very fulfilling life, not a life full of regret, not a life full of anxiety, but a life very well lived in the present moment with the belief and the trust and the willingness and courage to take the aligned action and make the decision to create momentum to move forward. It changes everything. It is a total game changer, and it's simple because it's available to all of us. Whether you're a high-performing athlete or a high-performing executive, whether you're a mom or you're in a marriage or you want to find your soulmate or you want to create financial freedom and abundance in your business, whether you want to lose weight, these three choices apply to all of those. We get to shift in making decisions from the version of ourselves that we want to become. We get to understand that life is happening for us, not to us, so that we're not the victim, but we're co-creating. And we get to let go of the things that we can't control. And when we do that, we create so much more space and time and freedom. Listen to your language. Language is super important. And if you're a parent, you'll notice what your kids will say, right? So you can there's such a great reflection of what we say. Notice what how they reflect back to you. And start to just notice the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Because the 5 closest people to us reflect back to us our thoughts, our beliefs, what we say, what we believe. So you be really mindful who you give your time and energy to. And surround yourself with people who are where you want to go. Because they already know what it takes to get there. And energetically, they're in your life right now because you're being pulled in that direction. And if you're surrounding yourself with people that it just doesn't feel good, well, guess what? You have choice. If it's people that are pulling you back into unhealthy old beliefs and patterns, you have choice. We can't change people, but we get to choose how we respond to them, how much time we spend with them, how we let their behavior impact us, because nobody can have any impact on us without our personal permission, our personal choice. We are not the victims. We get to choose how we respond to everything that happens for us. So there's a quote that I love by Gandhi, and if you have my journal, it's in that journal, my 13 Moons journal, specifically the Prosperity Journal. I don't know if it's in there or not, but it says that your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. And I think that's so true. So here's an opportunity to shift 3 beliefs today that will create a major, major impact and positive change in your life. Shifting to the belief that life happens for you, that you get to choose and create momentum by your decision of the version of you that you want to become, and that you get to choose what you're available for and to put your energy into what you can control versus what you can't, which is in this present moment. And in this present moment, when you choose, you get to choose to decide from the perspective of the person that you want to be. That's how we break subconscious reprogramming. And it takes practice, a lot of practice. And we don't always get it right. And it's okay. Over and over and over again, what happens over the years is we become less attached. And those former beliefs, they no longer have any power over us anymore because we've chosen so many times to go away from them into the new beliefs. It's really powerful stuff. And the more you can choose to embody beyond the mindset through somatic techniques, the more enjoyable and the faster and more aligned that process will be for you. So in closing, I invite you to think of one thing right now that you really want in your life. So if you're not driving, close your eyes. Take a couple of really nice deep breaths in. As you breathe in through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth. 2 more breaths. And 1 more. Exhale through the mouth. Allow your thoughts to become softer, and your heartbeat to slow down. Notice the rise and fall of your belly with each breath. The more you practice this, the easier you'll be able to drop into your breath and your body. And ask yourself the question, in this moment, what do I want to change? There's something in your life that you're really feeling stuck around. And you're ready. If you're ready, you're going to ask the question, what do I do? How do I get past this? How do I move forward? What is that thing? How do I get over this hump? How do I get out of this cycle of procrastination or indecision or attracting the wrong people, people pleasing, whatever doesn't feel good right now? What do I want to shift? And find a statement for that belief that you'd like to shift. Whether it's around love or health or money, your work, your kids, find a statement. So normally the statement starts out like, I want to change this. And if you find yourself saying that, or maybe you start with I have to, or I need to, or I should change this. So there's different levels of empowering language we shift to I want to, I choose to change this. And then eventually we get to I am this. But to get from I choose to I am, allow yourself to be there already. That version of you who welcomes in their soulmate, loses that weight, heals relationships with people, brings in that financial abundance. Go to that version of you. How does it feel? Find a moment where you can see the possibility and get super clear on how it feels, and dive a little deeper into where do you feel it in the body. So whatever that emotion is, you feel happy, excited, where do you feel it? And go as far as like noticing the temperature, the color, the texture, everything that you can about it. So much that it actually settles into your body and you can feel it. And you can take that deep breath. And so it is. And the more that you practice this, you begin to just notice that you'll find yourself worried about the future, worried about something. And if you can get yourself out of your thoughts and into your body, you're going to realize that it's all good. That you already actually have everything that you need to move in the direction that you need to. You likely have the support. One of my sayings that I've said before is when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I believe the quote goes on to say, when the student is really ready, the teacher will disappear. So it is really about taking aligned action in the divine timing of the moment. And the teacher can be anybody, and that's by Lao Tzu, if I pronounce that correctly. But the teacher can be your child. It can be a message from your child, your spouse, a person at work. It could be a new friend that comes into your life, or even just stumbling upon a podcast or picking up a book. A coach or a teacher that suddenly appears in your life that is speaking a language that feels uncomfortable, but your higher self wants to take you in that direction. The higher future version of yourself. You're going to start to notice that you're going to attract those people that are there to teach you what you're ready to learn. In work, in life, in love, in health. So if there's an area of your life that you're looking to expand into through your health, your happiness, your freedom, growing your business, up-leveling your mindset, finding your soulmate, whatever that is that you're being called to, notice who comes into your life and how are you responding to that? Are you still saying no because you're choosing from where you are and who you've been? Or are you going to shift into the possibility moving forward? It takes a little bit of extra trust because that's why it's called growth. We have to lean in, we have to stretch a little bit to what feels uncomfortable in order to grow. But when we do this, it just shows that we truly believe in ourselves and we trust ourselves. We trust this person, the process. We trust in something greater than us. We shift into what's possible versus what's not working. So start to notice who comes into your life, their language, what they're shifting into, or maybe just messages that people in your current life are saying, because when we're ready, we start to hear things differently. It's just so interesting. The only reason you're going to miss this is if you're stuck in overwhelm, which is probably a good majority of people. Have you ever noticed that the people who are overwhelmed and hustling and just grinding and overworking, they're just stuck in the same place? That doesn't really bring you results. It just makes you feel important. And I would encourage you to choose from a place of alignment over hustle. Allow your energy to be reserved for the things that really matter, because we're not all meant to do the same thing in the same way, with the same people, in the same place. We all have our unique life blueprint, and we get to choose how we show up in it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to hear how this landed for you. Maybe you are in the middle of navigating one of these at the moment. Hopefully, I've provided you with some information or awareness to ask yourself, what have I blocked myself off from receiving? How am I keeping myself stuck where I am with the choice, the decision, the words, the beliefs, the thoughts that I currently have? And how do I want to shift them? How am I ready to shift them? Moving forward, what do I choose to believe is true for me? This is absolutely 100% fascinating work. It's science. There's a science behind it where we actually shift the neurological pathways through the reticular activating system. We'll drop a link there for you to explore more about that. There's been so many books and so many teachers that have written, shared wisdom on this. This isn't new. And now you get to choose. Am I choosing to believe that I am in this belief? Or am I choosing to believe that what I feel is true in this moment must be my truth? And choosing to stay where I am. Thank you so much for joining me again. I look forward to another conversation next week. I'm so grateful for our continued conversations over the years. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Sending you lots of love and aloha.
The content of this podcast is to educate, inspire, and inform you of pathways to an embodied healing self. It is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice from your medical doctor, therapist, registered dietitian, or nutritionist for any questions you may have regarding your diagnosis or condition.
Hello, friends, and thank you so much for joining again each week on the Body and Soul Wisdom podcast. I am so deeply honored to share this space with you every week. I know that there are many other podcasts that you could be tuning into, and our community is expanding and growing more with each new episode. I'd like to invite you to come on over to jenmons.com/tribe and receive some of the wonderful gifts that we have for you. A meditation bundle, energetic alignment, 5-element wealth, prosperity consciousness. We have a ton of different gifts available for you to enjoy. Now, we have one small favor to ask. In order for this podcast to get into the hearts and souls of like and light-minded people, we need your support. We would love your review and would love it if you'd head on over to jenmons.com/podcast to leave a review or leave one on iTunes so that we can continue to share the love beyond out into the world. Thank you so much again for joining in. We'll see you next week.